All right, so this is a video. First video, I'm going to take you guys through upgrading my gear for bike packing. So one, I'm going to rebuild my bike. I'm switching from a 3x10 drivetrain to a 1x11. I'm switching from a carbon rigid fork to a suspension fork, a wheel set. I'm also going to go through all of my camp gear and upgrade that to what I think will be more efficient for what I'm trying to do. And then this is just a little video on how you can buy and sell and get the best parts you can for the least amount of money. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the 3x10 drivetrain. I'm sticking with Shimano, but I'm switching from 3x10 to 1x11. The biggest thing on this, people look at the expense of rebuilding a bike as an outright cost, but there's ways that you can mitigate some of that cost. So me switching 3x10 to 2x11, I'm obviously going to replace the whole drivetrain, the shifters, going to replace the rear wheel. I'm going to replace the front wheel as well to go with the new suspension fork. Um, the first example I want to give you guys is the crank that I'm buying, or that I bought actually. The crank that I bought a new XT double crank set. The reason that I bought that is because I was looking for a one by crank set, and they were more expensive, and I could buy the two by. I found it at a discounted price. I found it for $89.99 free shipping, and then the two chain rings on it I don't need since I already have a single chain ring to put on there. And I looked up what those were selling for on eBay, and I can make about $60 back off of that. So by buying that crank set on sale, listing the two rings for sale, I'm going to essentially get a front crank with ring for about $10. Sorry, not $10, 30 bucks for that. And what I do for selling is I look on different places like Amazon, eBay, things like that, and I check the historical sales for those specific parts in the specific condition they're in. So whether I'm selling a used fork or brand new chain rings, or I'm going to sell my 3x10, I haven't decided if I'm going to sell it as individual pieces or if I'm going to sell it as one single set. I'll just look and see historically what they're selling for and what's going to bring in the biggest price. So I don't necessarily care what the lowest price they sold for, because there are a lot of people that are willing to give away gear for free, which is going to be good for you. But what you want to see is what people are willing to pay for the parts that you have to sell. Um, the next thing is the suspension fork. I kept researching forks. I wanted to get a Fox. I ended up getting a Fox with CTD, the Climb Trail Descend, Climb Trail Descend. And in my research, I ended up finding on eBay a 2015 brand new in the box with all the original packaging for 375 bucks. So with that 375, I'm going to be able to replace my front fork. I have a carbon whiskey fork on there, and they're still selling for around 200. So that right there will give me about 175 bucks for a new fork. And then my wheel set, since I'm going from a rigid carbon with a quick release to a through axle fork, I needed a through axle wheel for the front. I don't want to wait to have my generator hub wheel built for the front. So what I did was I found one on Backcountry. There was a Mavic 29er through axle wheel that was on clearance for 75 bucks with a wheel on, or a tire on it. The tire is selling for about 15 with free shipping, which means I can get about 10 back out of it. So in reality, I'm going to get a front wheel for 65 bucks that I can turn around and sell for more than that. They're listed on eBay for about 150 right now. So that's the general idea of how I'm rebuilding the bike and what I'm doing with that. I'm actually going to take you through step by step on those specific parts, what I bought, where I bought them, how I sell, or where I sold them and what I sold them for, and then give you a general breakdown as I go through this. But this isn't something bike specific. This is something that you can do with anything that you're looking to upgrade. So I'm doing the same with my camp gear and my bike packing gear. I have a ton of extra bags that I don't use anymore. I'm going to sell those. I'm going to use them to get the bags that I want. I'm going to get a new front bag. I'm going to get a new seat bag. And I'm also doing it for my camping gear that goes inside of those bags. So I have a ultralight rain fly that I'm selling. I have a brand new rain fly that was never opened that I bought for $10 on clearance for with free shipping that they're selling on Amazon right now for $40. So I'm going to relist that. I'm going to make money off of that one just from buying and selling it. And then I have sleeping bags that I don't use just because I have two extremes. I have ultralight summer gear, and then I also have really heavy winter gear. And I'm looking for more of a center section of that, something in like the 20 to 30 degree range that's still going to be light, but it's going to cover almost all of my bases. If I need to get colder, I can always put a liner in it. And then I'm looking for a lighter sleep system as far as my bivy sack. So I've been doing research on those and looking to see where I can find the best deals and following where the deals have been on them. There's also another great extension that you can buy, or not buy, it's actually free. You can get a free extension for your web browser called Honey. And when you look up anything for sale, when you go to the checkout area or you look at the item, it'll actually automatically